I think he's done.
I tell you what,
it won't turn no more. I'm just going to walk off.
Well, I don't like that at all. He could have done a better job of getting that out of the way. Now it's in the way of the 24. Just got out and walked off. I know the frustration and I get it, but you got to do a little better job than that.
I would say getting out of your race car in the middle of pit road, just leaving it there for the NASCAR track workers to have to tow it away back to the garage when you could have drove it in there yourself is an extremely unprofessional moment in Kyle Busch's career. Kyle Busch is one of the most polarizing drivers in NASCAR history. You either love him or you hate him. There's no in between. And a lot of instances, just like this one, is the reason he's disliked by so many fans in NASCAR. Busch was able to claim the victory in the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Nashville. Back then, the Cup Series, they didn't race at Nashville like they do nowadays, but Kyle Busch was able to claim the victory and take home the trophy. Well, everybody thought, you can't take home a trophy that isn't even there. After Kyle Busch celebrated with his team, he got out of his car and decided to throw the trophy on the ground because it was a guitar. This trophy was handcrafted by NASCAR artist Sam Bass, and he was standing right there when he did it. This is extremely unprofessional. Slamming something on the ground that somebody made is more unprofessional than you could even imagine. But what's even more unprofessional is right-hooking somebody head-on into the wall in a very dangerous section of the track. This is what Chase Elliott did when he tried to get revenge on Denny Hamlin. I feel like we've heard this story before.
And he comes back across the track, tags the 5, they're both in the wall, the caution comes out.
Oh, right, we have. Anyway, back to Charlotte. Chase Elliott wrecks Denny Hamlin, and in his interview, he says, I had no control over my race car.
The 11 ran us up in the fence there, and once you tear the right sides off these things, it's kind of over. So just, I hate it. I thought our Napa Chevy was getting better.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
This was even more unprofessional when you can't even admit your own wrongdoing. These are supposed to be the greatest stock car drivers in the world, correct? But sometimes they don't even drive like it, and it's pretty, it's kind of embarrassing sometimes. Coming to the checkered flag during the 2012 Daytona Nationwide Series race, about every car decided to lose talent and forget how to drive. I would assume this is pretty unprofessional.
33 as Logano goes to the point. 3 wide in turn 4. A squeeze to the outside wall. Trouble in the corner. Hard, vicious crash. Who gets through to win the race? Caution flag has just been called. The race leader is James Butcher in the 30 car.
Being a professional athlete, you have to be a role model. You have to be a positive role model so that you may impact others in a positive way. A driver that has shown controversial, unprofessional moments over his career is none other than Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is one of the best drivers out there in the field, but sometimes he lets his emotions get the best of him, and it doesn't paint a good picture for him.
Hey, I want to see the replay before I say anything stupid, but he might need to take some Adderall for that one. But all in all, a great day for our Click and Close Chevrolet Camaro Z01 team. Just an incredible experience for me to be able to be here for my first.
What are you seeing here?
He says I cut his tire down. Looks like the same movie he pulled on Blaney at Martinsville, but hey, we edged him out, we beat him, so it's all good.
Tonight, NASCAR has suspended driver Bubba Wallace for 1 race following his confrontation with reigning champion Kyle Larson just last weekend in Las Vegas. Wallace deliberately spun Larson's car and later shoved him multiple times before arguing with an official. Wallace, now the first Cup Series driver in 7 years to be suspended for an on-track incident, will miss Sunday's race in South Florida.
Part of being a professional sport is you have to make calls on the fly sometimes, but make them at a professional manner. You cannot half-donkey your rules and hope they work out for the best. But NASCAR is prone to doing that. Today's NASCAR, old NASCAR, and most likely future NASCAR. NASCAR has never been a sanctioning body that has been consistent with its rules, and that is unprofessional. Just like the 2007 Kansas race, when Greg Biffle ran out of gas, he did not even maintain pace speed on the final lap and had Jimmy Johnson and Clint Boyer pass him, and they still gave the win to Greg Biffle, even though he couldn't even maintain speed. This race was a whole cluster in itself, But regardless, this was pretty controversial.
You know, I've never seen a driver cross the start-finish line, then turn around and go back the other way. I think I'd have made another lap, you know, just to make sure.
Well, the field is frozen. You see all these guys moving around each other. The field has already been frozen. As long as these cars just drive across the line, they're going to freeze them where they were. Greg just pulls down and all these other guys passing, but he's still the winner.
Jerry, it's very interesting coming to the start-finish line the last time, though. I know you and the 07 were sort of interested in whether or not the 16 might be the victor.
Yeah, he was clearly out of gas. I feel terrible for Greg. He's been working so hard to win a race and is, they're in position to win it. But if you don't maintain pace car speed, you don't hold your position. And it was clear to everyone that he couldn't do it. If he could have, he would have stayed on the bumper of the pace car to the finish line. So, in my opinion, where he coasted across the finish line relative to the other cars that can maintain pit road speed is where he should finish.
What are your thoughts right now? I don't know what to think. I thought you at least had to finish on your own power across the finish line. I don't know if he was supposed to wait on him or what we were supposed to do, but...
In 1961, during the Jacksonville 200, Wendell Scott, the first African-American NASCAR driver to ever win a Cup Series race, wasn't even given the trophy, nor the win. NASCAR told Wendell Scott after the race that he was no longer declared the winner. But behind closed doors, they told Wendell Scott, "We know you were the winner, but we just can't declare you as the winner because it would be a bad look for our image." Talk about unprofessional. This is not okay now, it is not okay back then, and it will never be okay. This was a black eye for NASCAR, and it always has been since then. In 2020, NASCAR actually made a handcrafted, custom Jacksonville 200 win trophy to Wendell Scott's family to declare that he was the official winner of that race.
He tried not to get out of line, but the 11 got in under him. They were telling him to wave everybody off, and then he tried to get around Tony Stewart. And we got everybody trying to pit and go around people.
Trying not to wreck. Carl Edwards, the 99 car, had no place to go. They all started slowing up in front of him. And
Bill, they just told him over the radio that he will have to make a pass through. He said, "For what?" They said, "You passed below the yellow line." He said, "I was trying to avoid the crash." And then his spotter, Bobby Hudson, chimed in and said, "I'm sure other cars passed us because we slowed down." We'll have to take a look at the tape.
that's what it looked like to me. Let's take a look at it. But everybody slowed up in front. You see him on the bottom there. Now these guys are all slowing down. All Carl Edwards is doing right there is avoiding a wreck. He did not gain any position. He lost position. By doing that, he lost 3 positions.
NASCAR just can't help themselves, can they? No matter what race, even if it's a non-points race event, they still can't even make the proper rules. Passing somebody underneath the yellow line has always been a penalty. But somehow, if you go below the yellow line and get past, you still will be declared passing somebody below the line and be black flagged. This was what happened to Carl Edwards during the 2006 Budweiser shootout. Robbie Gordon is probably one of the most unprofessional NASCAR drivers to ever exist. Robbie Gordon has had so many controversial moments in NASCAR, I don't even have enough fingers on my hand to count how many he's been a part of. But none will be as blatant and stupid as the 2006 race at Atlanta, where he threw a piece of foam out his door to bring out a caution.
So, top 10 finish for you. Great night for you. We were looking at some debris possibility coming out of your car, roll bar padding, anything like that going on?
Not that I'm aware of. We had a good run tonight. We broke a diff late in the race and had a shot at probably better finish than 10th. So I'm pretty happy with the run we had tonight.
And we're looking for, okay, Rob, we're showing it now here just so you can get a look at it. Can you guys run it back one more time because we didn't have it right in here. There you go. I'm messing up his hauler here. Robbie, there's your car.
What'd you see?
Back it up one more time, guys. We just get Robbie get a good look at this. Keep going. Keep going back. Back, 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 back. We just want you to take a look because we're trying to figure out. It may have been something you ran over as well.
Might have been something I run over because I definitely didn't throw anything out the window, so I don't know.
Okay, we appreciate it. Top 10 run for you tonight, though.
Yeah. Let's roll it out and check it out. Looked like it came out from the back of the car, actually.
Okay, how did you guys have been lucky dog a couple times tonight. I mean, it was, it was a great comeback for you guys.
Yeah, we had a really good night. We lost, we had one bad pit stop. we lost a lap with that, and that hurt us. And you know, we had a good car. We had a top 10 car all night long. Just started last, and it was hard to get all the way back to the front.
Great. We appreciate you taking the time, Rob.
Thanks.
Bill?
Thanks for watching this video. I would greatly appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm pretty sure YouTube will be suggesting you this video because it's really good.